Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, here at Beckley's RV in Thurmont, Maryland. And today, we're going to show you the all-new 2021 Tab 320S. For more information on this camper, just check out the specs and pricing down below, or reach out to us on our website. Okay, so now I want to clarify something first before we get going. Contrary to what you see everywhere else, I want to talk to you about the tongue weight of this. We actually weigh the tongues on this. Now, the way it's sitting right now, without any propane, without a battery, we're at about 230 pounds. So we add a deep cycle battery and 20 pounds of propane, you're going to be pushing almost 300 pounds. So make sure you clarify that, understand that for your particular tow vehicle. If that's an issue, then step down, do not get the Boondock edition. And this is the Boondock edition. So what I love about this is the tire is in a nice, easy place for you to get to, although it does add additional weight for the tongue and takes away the little tray area here if you wanted to set a generator. Now, I do like what they did with the storage box, and let me show you that. So as you open this, what you're gonna notice is, I think they made it a little bit more user-friendly in the case that you notice how it has the backing on it. So now if you want to store a few items in here, they're not going to fall out the back. Now, by the time with the way this thing's laid out, if you wanted to put two 6-volt AGMs, there's going to be room for it. Or if you want to put two deep cycle batteries, you're going to have room for it. Now, also easy access to your battery disconnect. Now, that does disconnect the power to the coach. However, even when you disconnect this, the solar panel is directly wired to the battery, so it will not cut off the charging capabilities while you have it just sitting around. So now, nice thing about the Tab 320s is the fact that they're easy to maneuver. We pulled this thing straightly out of the garage and pulled it all the way over here. It's not the best terrain, but we're able to easily do it. You've got the handles on the front and the back. And then with that wheel on the front, makes it very easy for you to maneuver this to where you want it on a paved surface. So now, when you're looking at this, I'm gonna call this color Army Green. This thing comes standard either in white or silver for your sidewalls and the roof. And then of course, then you have your trim color, which you can get in several different colors as well. Now, for those of you that want to match the color of your vehicle, they're able to do that. Just understand it takes a little bit longer. This is just one of many different color options that are available. And you can choose to get colored sides and get either a white or silver roof. So a lot of people are excited about this upgrade to the Tab 320, and that is the cassette potty. Now, the benefit of the cassette potty is no longer do you need to be concerned with being hooked up to sewer. And you don't have to break down camp if you don't have it, because at this point, you can just pull out your 5-gallon container here, and it's wheels on it, and you just wheel it or carry it over to a dump station, making it that much easier for you when you're out boondocking. Now, for those of you that maybe need to clean up a little bit outside here, you're gonna like the fact that they have the outside shower, very easy for you to get to, and this thing will pull out. And the benefit to this also is the fact that you have hot and cold for this. So you're not gonna be out here freezing, just running cold water over yourself when you have to rinse. Now, another upgrade they did for 2021 is this Nautilus system. And I think once you understand how it works, I think you're gonna be very happy with this system. Very simplistic, and you can see they show you in a diagram exactly what position they need to be in for what you want to use it for. Also, they made it a little bit easier for you to get to the low point drains for your hot and cold. They're right in here as well. Now stay tuned. If you'll check down below this video, I'm going to actually have a link to a video direct from Alde, or Alde, however they pronounce it. We're going to find that out, explaining to you how to properly winterize your Alde system. So the other thing you're going to like in here, very easy, very easily labeled for either cable or satellite. The fact that it has a sensor light So that way at night, if you're opening this, it senses motion, the light comes on, you don't have to futz around trying to figure out where the light is. But also your water heater bypasses in here. That way you're able to bypass that when you're winterizing and so forth. Lastly, what's in there is the water pump switch. Because heck, how many times you're outside your RV, you want to go ahead and use your outside shower and you're boondocking and you end up having to run inside. So they put a pump switch out here, simplifying it for you. So you see, this is right here. This is where you're going to be bringing your water hose, your cable, and so forth up through it. Now, something I highly recommend you do is put some brass wool in there, because otherwise you could be having some critters coming up into your camper, because that hose and cable, that provides a highway to your camper. Now, something else you might want to consider doing is putting some Vaseline on that cable or the water hose from the ground up several inches. Again, detracting from the critters, keeping them from coming inside your camper. So on the Boondock edition, you're going to notice something new, and that is this brush guard here. That way there, when you're out in the boondocks, you're backing up against bushes and so forth, less chance of damaging your camper. Now, on the Boondock ones, now it's not going to come on, you would not see this on one with the rear kitchen, but with the inside kitchen, you will get the roof rack, giving you places for you to put bikes and so forth, other gear for when you're traveling. So for those of you that are going to be boondocking, you're going to like the fact that they have the solar panel on the roof. Just make sure you don't park in the shade. But this is going to extend your boondocking capabilities, allowing you to stay out longer and having the power to do so. So now if you remember 2020 and prior models, the way the stabilizers were controlled, you had to be in the back to control them. Now notice it's going to be on the sides. But what they did, because the way they did that, they also added, as you can see, a LP quick connect, allowing you to hook up that Blackstone griddle or RV grill while you're camping. So now for those of you that like to spend time outdoors, what they've done is the table from inside can come and hook up right here. That way there you just have something to place some things on, because maybe you want to charge your phone, maybe you want to have you have Bluetooth stereo, whatever. And you have the 110 outlets right next to it. Now also, there is a lot of people that are buying these, and this is what's great about the way they do this, and you're gonna notice a little difference on it. Notice the Ketter rail now is flush mounted. And I think it's a lot easier. You don't have that black strip that you need to worry about, the plastic stuff to be pulling out of it anymore. But your Ketter rail is flush mounted. It's on both sides. So for those of you who want to put a canopy here, or what they call an attic room, to extend your living capabilities or indoor capabilities, you're able to do that. And when you do have that attic room thing, that way there you can leave your door open. And of course, if you want, you even have the screen to make it so you have that fresh air inside your camper. So on the 320S, the S standing for the shower or your bathroom in this, but this gives you the inside kitchen, whereas the CS is a clamshell giving you the outside kitchen. So with the inside kitchen, you're gonna have your 2-burner cooktop right here. Notice how that just gets up out of the way. Make sure you lift on this thing to pull it back down. Just don't pull it down, lift it and pull it to close it. But you're also gonna notice that they went to a little bit larger refrigerator freezer. Now, not the freezer part, but this refrigerator's slightly larger than the one from previous. And I think you're gonna like the fact that the way that the cabinets latch, it's a flush mounted latch, and then look at all the room. Now, something they did different this year was down underneath here, you're gonna notice that you have your 12 volt USB and the 110 outlets down here below here. Now you're saying, well, Paul, how am I gonna be able to access those? Great question. What you have right up top here, in the event you're using those, you have a little access hole there so that you can go ahead and bring your cord up top here if you were gonna go ahead and power things up here. But some people, they might be maybe recharging something. You might even have a coffee maker that'll fit down underneath the sink here where you don't even have to do that. Now, continuing with the kitchen, obviously the sink really hasn't changed much, but the cabinets above have changed a little bit. Notice how they're slightly smaller, giving you, I think, a little bit more clearance for your kitchen area here. And they did away with the light that used to be up here as well. So now, for those of you curious, as far as the height in here, by the way, I'm 5'8", didn't measure myself to the top of the hat, but basically right here you have 69 inches, and I'm clearing it even with my hat. So 69 inches right in this area here. But another change that they made here was the bathroom, the way they did it. Notice how now you have a solid door. Okay, it's not lockable, but it's solid. I guess it would be if you change the handle, but what they've done with the Cassette toilet, you're gonna notice on the back side is you actually have a sink in the bathroom area. Now, I think a lot of people get a misconception as how this is supposed to work. They go in and stand in there. Keep in mind that this thing is set up for you to basically sit down while you're taking a shower. Now, obviously, for those of you that are short enough, I'm sure you could stand up as well. But a nice toilet area, the sink behind the toilet, and then on top of that, very importantly, is the fact that you have the toilet paper holder and it's actually kept out of the way and it's kept in a dry compartment, so you're not going to be getting it wet while you're taking the shower. And lastly, you're going to notice that you have the nice little portal window so that you can have light, additional light in there, or privacy, whichever works for you. Now, something you're going to like about having the kitchen on the inside, the biggest point is the fact you're going to get a bigger bed. So this bed, and I talk front to back, is going to be your long ways, is going to be 73 inches in length, and we're going to go over that in a little bit, but then 70 inches wide. When you have the outside kitchen, you end up being 59 inches, maybe 58 to 59 inches front to back, 70 inches side to side. So keep that in mind, because that really comes down to how tall you are. But what you're gonna like about this is the way this table is. This table, you can spin it this way, so it's just moving side to side, but see, notice how I can rotate it also. And then of course, you also have the adjustment to raising it or lowering it. So this is a Lagun table, which can also be taken outside. Now, in order to adjust these, what you have is you have these little handles here. You're gonna have 3 of these. So this one is gonna adjust from this way. There's one under here to adjust this thing for spinning. And then the other one for the height is right down here. So if you have the table removed, this could be a nice little lounging area. You can make it more like a U-shaped sofa. Now, let's talk to you about how this is made a bed. And the beauty of it is what they've done is they've actually split the reclining part of this, if you want to call it sofa bed. And what you're doing is you just need to remove the side cushion, and then this is, you just need to pull it forward. You hear it latch. Now what you have is, if this individual wanted to lay down, or maybe it's just one of you want to make one side to be a bed, maybe like a twin bed, you're able to do that. And then of course, if you want this side the bed, again, remove that particular one, pull this forward, it latches, goes all the way down. That's how it's going to be make the bed. Now, a little bit different of what they did with the sides, and I'm going to go over that in a minute. But while we're here, underneath here, you have these, you don't have the push buttons, but you have this little latch on both of them. And notice how high they get up out of the way. And notice I do not have to hold them up with my head as well. So now they fold down in there. Now, for those of you that want to go ahead and have your phones charging and so forth, you're going to notice back on both sides, you're going to have one 10 outlet to the left. You're going to have 12-volt USB plugs on the right here. Lastly, in this bed area is back here, you have a nice little storage bin. Not very deep, but I tell you what, you'd be amazed at what you could fit in there. So I just removed the cushions here to kind of give you an idea of what's sitting below them. So over on your door side, that's where your air conditioning system is going to be. Okay, over here on the off door side, this is where your Alde system is going to be, as well as your water pump. Now, why is that critical? The water pump itself is, if you're ever having an issue, first thing you want to check for is check this cap right here, make sure it's on tight. Also make sure that the screen is clear. Some people have an issue with that. On the Alde system, you want to, let's say the temperature for the water is not hot enough. Well, you have this temperature control right here, and it's very easy for you to adjust that. Just take that screw out, get it past the stopper point, put it back in, turn it one more time, and that should solve the problem on the hot water side of your Alde system. So another change you're going to notice is, of course, there's no access panel ever since they went to the Air 8 for storage out there, but now you're going to have no storage door on the end of your dinette here. What you're going to have to do is remove the cushions, and then this is just going to lift up. Notice how easily that lifts up? Make sure you have this thing fully retracted so that it doesn't get out of whack on you. So it makes it very easy for you to access that. Now these things work, again, slide very easy for you to make the bed, and I'm going to show you how that works. So now on the off door side, if you remove the cushions here, again, you have this is hinged again. No storage area here. This is just where your smart controller is for your, or charge controller, and wires going to your outlets here and so forth. Not something, it's mainly for maintenance that you'd want to get in that area. But as you can see, we're going to make this a bed. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this part out. This comes out halfway, the other side will come halfway, and you'll have a full bed. So as you can see, now of course we're working with a tight space here, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with us please. But this is what your bed is going to look like, or well, without any blankets and so forth. But this is 73 inches in length, front to back, and 70 inches wide. So now the benefit of having the bed this way is that if you're sleeping front to back, you're not climbing over each other. If in fact you get the one that's a clamshell, that's going to be 59 inches front to back, 70 inches side to side, someone will be climbing over someone. Now, of course, there's pluses and minuses to everything. You've got to pick which one works best for you. Okay, so now you want to lounge around, you want to watch some TV, maybe you want to watch a movie. And by the way, even though this does not have an antenna on there, you can buy HDN antennas, plug it into your cable outlet out there, and have it set up somewhere where it can pick up some local channels. And you can do that. So if you don't have access to cable, for those of you that might be out, check out those HD antennas because they're wonderful. Now, let's say you want to watch a movie. You could stream them if you wanted to. You can get some type of a DVD player and connect it right into your stereo up here. So that way there's going to play through the speakers as well as your TV. TV is a 12-volt TV, as is the stereo. So even while you're boondocking, you're able to utilize those special features. So now this is equipped with the Air 8 air conditioning system, and then you also have your Alde system for your hot water as well as heat. So those are the two systems that are going to keep your climate controlled inside your camper. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, all new 2021 Tab 320S Boondock Edition by New Camp. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Take care.